Hampton is no stranger to the unusual, and it turns out the town is also rife with paranormal interest, evident at the historic James House.
So there was a total of 7 generations of the James family who lived here, and they were here up until 1930 when the house was finally sold to the Campbell family. And they were here for
2 generations.
Yeah, 2 generations. We're not sure exactly when the last people lived in this house, but it was somewhere around the 1960s. And so the house has been empty ever since then.
Depending on your definition of empty.
There is one woman across the street who is just very psychic, and she would see full-body apparitions, and she saw some of the occupants of the house. When we do have sessions, we get a lot of historical information from them, such as who the farm manager was. His name was Frank James. He was not a member of the family, but he is still very active.
So active, he's allegedly been captured using electronic voice phenomenon.
One of our investigators, he was up there and he wanted to get a session going, and he says,
"Is Frank with us tonight?"
And he said in response,
"To your question."
and it's clear as a bell.
It's easy to be skeptical, but also to be curious. Ghost hunters can rent the house in hopes of encountering one of its spirits, with all the money going back to maintaining this historic landmark.
It's really a jewel of the community.
From Hampton, we head one town over, where we discover a familiar sight. The history and community that define Hampton Falls and this region in general can be found on the town common. Though the individual towns are different, these Hamptons are linked by a common landmark, a small bandstand that unites and delights young and old. What sets Hampton Falls apart from its neighbors to the north is a legendary orchard just down the road. You might say this farm, founded in 1913, is the apple of New Hampshire's eye. Todd Wagner is a 3rd-generation owner.
Applecrest Farm has been in my family since 1954, when my grandfather purchased the farm. I grew up here at Applecrest my entire life, from when I was 10 years old, all the way through grade school, all the way through high school, all the way through college.
Wagner went on to pursue a career in film, working on documentaries and independent features in San Francisco. But as he tells it,
the pull and calling of the farm got me back, and here I am today. I've been back to the farm for now 20 years, I think, this August.
There is plenty to do at Applecrest, from its bountiful pumpkin patch to its kid-friendly petting zoo. And if you're up for the challenge, there's even a corn maze that could help you while away the hours on a crisp autumn afternoon.
And the pick your own thing is probably the biggest piece in terms of pulling people in. And it's not just apples. I mean, yes, we are Applecrest, but you could call us Strawberry Crest or Blueberry Crest or Peach Crest or Pumpkin Crest. We grow all of this stuff, not to mention a ton of veggies A to Z.
When we ask Wagner to reflect on Hampton Falls, his passion comes pouring out like a cup of Applecrest cider. What is this community like as a place to be a business and to be supported by this community?
I can't tell you the number of families that generationally come here, and just year after year creating new generations, new memories, new traditions, and that kind of thing is very rewarding.
Wow, so much going on at Applecrest Farm, and apparently they also have live bluegrass music often on weekends, and apparently there's a really good restaurant on site as well.
We ate there. It's quite good, actually. And back to the James House and all the mystery surrounding that. We spoke with the ghost hunter, Lynn Nickerson, and she said that there's another recording that captured what sounds like piano music being played, and one of the former women who lived in the house did, in fact, play an upright piano.
No.
I know you have chills.
I don't
Jenna
like
has
that.
chills.